We're back in Up North F4. We're now joined by a couple folks from the Rhinelander District Library Foundation, and we got Bob Vig. We'll talk to him a little bit later, but let's just start with what's going on at the library with the annual Holiday Book Fund. Can you tell us about that, Julie?
Sure. We are starting today, December 1st, our 38th annual Set Vig Holiday Book Fund. And we are trying to raise funds to buy hardcover brand new books for the children's and young adults and adults departments.
Very fun.
And Bob, tell us a little bit more about how this Holiday Book Fund started and what viewers should know about.
Sure. Yeah. My dad is very committed to this book fund. He started it in 1986, so it's been around about 38 years. And he started it on the interest of raising money to buy books for kids and young adults for the library, because libraries can always use more funds, of course, for the purchases. And so he got involved in it and got very enthused about it. And they sent letters out, hundreds of letters out, and he felt personally obligated to sit down, sign each letter, and write a little note on it to the recipient. Wow. And his thought was that, hey, personalize it a little, people feel more appreciated. They're likely to maybe increase their donation a little bit. So he would sit at the card table or the kitchen table and sign all these letters. And then they'd, of course, mail them out. And he would be extremely interested in how much money was coming in. So he would check in with the library every day and say, hey, what happened yesterday? How much did we get last night? And he would get the number, and he could have called in every time, but he'd walk downtown and he would go in the library, ask the question, and hang out for the rest of the day, and just get real involved.
So I want to go to Ramsey in a second, but I feel like people at home, you know, some of them might not know who Set Vig is. Probably everyone in Rhinelander does, but he was like a superintendent, right? And he did a lot of things. So tell us a little bit more about your father. Yeah,
he was superintendent of schools here. He retired in 1977. But his real passions were education and nature. And so he wrote column. He had a column that he had written, a weekly column that he had written for 60 years called Woodsmoke. And he was very faithfully committed to getting that out every week. And he also wrote a couple books about nature. And he started the Cedric A. Vig Outdoor Classroom, which they call CAVOC. And for him, that was the real crowning glory, because it brought together both education about nature and the youth, and nature in real time for them. So, cool. Yeah, so he was very committed.
And so, referring to the Holiday Book Fund, what kind of books, just so our viewers know, what kind of books can be donated? Is it just one day? How long is it?
So we are collecting funds, and the library picks out the books.
Oh,
they're
okay.
hardcovers to soft covers, mostly child books. But last year we raised over $17,000, wow. And that's enough for 700 books, roughly. Okay. And they purchased 7 today, so that goes throughout the whole year, and it funds them for the year. So our goal is $20,000 this year.
Okay.
Okay, and you're getting pretty close to that. Yeah. So it runs through the month, right?
Yes.
And how can people donate?
Well, first of all, we did a mailing. The mailing went out today, and those letters can be sent back to the library, or they can stop in and drop them off there. We also have a website, rhinelanderlibrary.org.
rdlfoundation.org.
And you can go and on that site and donate online.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, or stop by the library.
Stop by the library.
All right, well, thank you, Julie. Thank you, Ramsey. Thank you, Bob, for making the trip up to from Madison to Rhinelander for this. So appreciate it, and good luck with the holiday book drive.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, we'll be right back after the break.